And welcome to another edition of Ducks Know Sports. And on this edition, oh baby, you know what time it is. We are talking about the NFL season because the NFL season right around the corner. Can't wait for the NFL season. Going to be a good one, especially this year because, to be honest, there's really no clear-cut favorite. So it should be interesting. You know, there's so many teams could win the Super Bowl, and it should be another great season like the NFL season always seems to have. But let's start with my division winners for this 2013 season. I'll start in the AFC. As in the AFC East, I like the New England Patriots. Yes, they've had a rocky offseason. You know, the Hernandez thing. You know, Wes Welker leaving. But let's be honest, in the Patriots, besides maybe Miami, the only team that can really challenge them in this division, but the Patriots own the AFC East, and they will continue to dominate the AFC East, as I can't see the Bills or Jets making any noise this year. Dolphins will challenge, but I like the New England Patriots to win the East. In the NFC North, very interesting, defending champions in the AFC North, and the Baltimore Ravens, but losing a lot of key pieces, especially their leader on defense, Sugar Ray Lewis, gone off to retirement, and I think the Ravens will have a drop-off and miss the playoffs this year. Steelers, always an interesting team, always right there. They missed the playoffs last year. They don't like that in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh have a bounce-back season, but when I think of this division, I just love what I see in the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton, AJ Green, this great underrated defense who, let's be honest, this is a top 3 defense in the NFL today, and I like the Cincinnati Bengals to come away with the AFC North in 2013. Moving over to the AFC South, I like the Houston Texans. I know everybody's hot on the Colts right now. I think the Colts have a pretty good season, but the Texans still are a Super Bowl contender. That window is closing on the Houston Texans, but I think the Houston Texans are rhyming ready to have another great season. I like the Houston Texans to win the AFC North. And in the AFC West, I gotta go with the Denver Broncos. Yes, Von Miller will be gone the first 6 games, but when you got Peyton Manning and all these great receivers, Wes Welker, TD, and all these other great receivers, the Denver Broncos will probably average 25 points just coming off the bus load. I think Peyton Manning can carry the load, and I think the Broncos in a weak West. So let's be honest. The Chargers ain't getting it done. The Chiefs ain't getting it done. And don't tell me the Raiders get it done. You believe in the Oakland Raiders? Because I certainly don't believe in the Oakland Raiders. I got to go with the Broncos. Peyton Manning, future Hall of Famer, will carry this team to at least 12 wins this year. And I love the Broncos in the AFC West. And my 2 wildcard teams, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. I think they will challenge the Patriots. This might even come down to the last week of the season. Because I think Tannehill is a special QB. Didn't like him coming in last year to the NFL, but he made me a believer. And I believe that Ryan Tannehill will take that next step. And I think this Miami Dolphins team will take the next step. And I like the Dolphins to be a wild card team in 2013. And my other team, love Andrew Luck. Think he's the future of the NFL. One day he could be in a class all his own. He could be that elite guy. I think he'll continue to grow this year. I think he'll throw more touchdowns, less interceptions this year. And I like the Colts to go back to the playoffs 2013. And Andrew Luck will be a big part in the reasoning for them going back to the playoffs back-to-back years. Moving over to the NFC. In the East, very interesting NFC, so many choices, and not a lot of good teams, let's be honest. In the NFC East, there's always that is the best division in football. Not this year, as there's a lot of bad teams. Really go with any team here. Dallas Cowboys, I do not believe in Romo. The Eagles will be interesting with Chip Kelly. Maybe Chip Kelly could turn around the Eagles. I believe in Chip Kelly as a coach. He might come with an explosive offense, but I got to see it first. I just don't believe in him quite just yet. So I'm not going to go with the Eagles. The Giants are always that team. They're always that team. But Eli Manning has become, I don't know, maybe not elite QB, but he has certainly become a great QB in this league. But when you say you down with RG3, you say, you know me? Come on, RG3 coming off the knee injury. Maybe we'll be slowed down this year, but in a weak East, I like the Redskins to go back to the playoffs. I like the Redskins to win the East. And I think they're going to go on this roll because I think the Redskins, they ain't going anywhere. And the Washington Redskins are going to be a good team for the next few years. And they will go back to the playoffs as they win the East. In the North, a bit of a shocker here, maybe to some, but football fans will not find this a shocker. As I like it to win the NFC North, I love the Minnesota Vikings. They don't have a QB. Who cares? You got Adrian Peterson in the backfield. You don't need a QB. You got Adrian Peterson in the backfield. Still a great defense, though. Minnesota Vikings will continue to get better and better and better. I think they will improve this year. I think Ponder will improve this year. As crazy as it sounds, I think Christian Ponder will become an all-right QB. He'll be hand the ball off to AP a lot this year. But I like the Minnesota Vikings to win the North. And the NFC South, a lot of interesting teams. Could the Saints bounce back? They very well could bounce back this year. But I got to see that first. Will Sean Payton make that big of an impact? I have my doubts. This is still the crappiest defense in the league. Yes, you got Drew Brees. But Drew Brees ain't getting any younger. And also some upcoming teams like the Panthers, Cam Newton. If Cam Newton can play the way he did the last quarter of the season last year, the Carolina Panthers will have a shot at the playoffs this year if Cam Newton plays that way. But for my money, still very, very inconsistent. And the Buccaneers, they got Revis. I think they will be improved, but I got to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, they are a Super Bowl contender. They brought in a lot of pieces to win right now. OC to win right now. You know, Steven Jackson, a lot of hungry veterans on this team to win a ring, mixed with a lot of good young talents like Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Rodney White. Guys are going to get better and better. And a defense who was all right. And just remember the Atlanta Falcons last year. That close to going to the Super Bowl, about 10 yards short of beating the 49ers in that game that they led by 17 points. But I think Matt Ryan and Mike Smith, a great coach in Mike Smith, will get this group regrouped, and I think they'll have a great 2013 and win the NFC South. And in the West, very interesting this year because the NFC West has been a joke for a lot of years, but not this year. As I think it's one of the best division, maybe the best division in all football. But it really comes down to two teams right now. It comes down to the 49ers and the Seahawks. And I'm going with my boy, Russell Wilson. Is he short? Yes. But he can ball. That's what I'm saying right now. I love Russell Wilson. 3rd round pick, proven me he should have been a 1st round pick. Russell Wilson will continue to get good. He'll continue to show the haters what's up. And I love Russell Wilson to get it done. This year as the Seahawks win the NFC West. My 2 wildcard teams, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. A little inconsistent at times for my liking last year. But they draft some running backs, so let's see what happened with that. Jennings leaving for Minnesota will not help things, but I think the Packers with Aaron Rodgers alone will be good enough to guide the team at least to a wild card berth, and I think that's what happened this year. And my other wild card team, I gotta go with the San Francisco 49ers. Go to the Super Bowl, come a little bit short last year. I think the 49ers go back to the playoffs, and we'll see if they can take another step forward. All right, now, who will win the whole thing? Super Bowl 48 on the line. Who will play in the game? Who will win the game? I like, out of the AFC, I like the Denver Broncos. I think, like I said, Peyton Manning will get the Denver Broncos 25 points getting off the bus alone. I love the Denver Broncos to get to the Super Bowl. But in the NFC, I like the Atlanta Falcons. It's their time. Hungry veterans mixed with young, great talent. Love the Atlanta Falcons, as I believe Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, it's their time. Their time is now. You can't see me. As the Atlanta Falcons will be your 2013/Super Bowl 47 champions, with the MVP being, wait for it, Tony Scott in his last NFL game. He will go out a champion, and the Atlanta Falcons will win the Super Bowl 48. Should be an interesting season, as always. NFL season, always a great time, always great to see. But till next time, I'm Aaron Ducks for saying I'm Ducks, and I know sports. Kind of.